Alright everybody, we're back. Nagbabalik po tayo ngayon sa panibagong video. Another video just popped up in my feed, so I'm going to do another side commentary. My opinion, not an expert, not an attorney. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Kumbaga, mag-form kayo ng sarili nyong opinion tungkol sa mga sasabihin natin tsaka sa mapapanood natin. Okay? This video popped up about yung mga ex-DPW engineers. Hindi daw sila nagbayad ng buwis nila. Sa halagang 1.6 billion pesos. So 1.6 billion pesos worth of unpaid taxes. And of course, why should they pay taxes kung hindi naman siya talaga legit na income, 'di ba? Wala kang babayaran kung hindi mo naman i-deklara eh. So let's watch this press con that's being held right now or held yesterday, I guess, because I am in a different time zone. So let's take a look. Panoodin natin, mag-react tayo at the same time. All right? So, panoodin natin to. Let's see if our audio is good.
Ayon dun sa utos nating malapangulo na siguraduhin na paspasan natin yung pag-imbestiga dito sa involved sa mga flood control anomaly. Nagsampa tayo ng kaso ngayon, yung pangalawang batch ng cases na i-file natin laban naman ngayon sa mga DPWH officials na sila Henry, Bryce at saka si JP. Itong tatlong to na alam natin na involved sa flood control projects dyan sa Bulacan.
Sir, ano po yung mga natuklasan natin nung nag-iimbestiga tayo sa pamumuhay ng tatlong dating official?
Nakita natin na based on dun sa mga lifestyle checks na ginawa natin, yung kanilang mga ginastos, na nakuha rin natin yan sa mga pagdinig na ginawa sa Senado at yung mga kanilang mga ari-arian, nakita natin na hindi tugma ito sa kanilang kinikita or yung mga reported na mga revenues nila at mga binayaran buwis. Kaya naman nagsampa tayo ng kaso. Ang total tax liabilities na nakita natin dito sa tatlong ito ay umaabot na mahigit 1.6 billion pesos.
Ano sir yung mga
So doon may tinitingnan pa po ba kayo sa kanila as far as the three are concerned po?
Sa tatlong ito, ito yung tax evasion na nasampa na natin sa kanila. Ito yung nakita natin na unreported na income nila. Total again is more than 1.6 billion pesos. Yung mga iba namang kaso, alam ko, patuloy pa rin yung pag-imbestiga naman ng ibang opisina. Dahil dito sa amin, ang kasong isinampa namin ay tax evasion yung mga hindi na nakita nila.
Sir, ilang taon na ipon yung 1.6 billion?
Okay, quick comment. So, they're filing cases. They're filing cases for sila Bryce, sila Alcantara, etc. They're filing these cases for tax evasion, and this is just some of the cases na isasampa sa kanila. You know, there's gonna be loads more. But this is some of it. So, itong specific na topic na to, tax evasion, what is it? So, you know, the president requested to do lifestyle checks on these individuals. Not just these guys, but, you know, lahat, mga congressmen and etc. Pero we haven't heard anything from the Congress or the senators or other secretaries of other agencies. So, front and center itong mga engineers because they're the ones who are like, kumbaga sila yung mga tuta, sila yung mga pawns that are supposed to implement these projects, which they never did because they have no intention of doing it in the first place. Pero binayaran sila. They got their cut. And they spent it on luxury items, on trips, on properties, and whatever. So hindi nila to dineklara because it's not going to match their salary. You know, si Bryce Hernandez, si Alcantara, they're making, you know, 50 to 70,000 per month, I guess. And if you're like a higher up engineer, maybe you're making six figures. and upper six figures if you're like a mga USEC, you know. sila Bernardo. So it's not gonna match. Hindi talaga mag-match. If you own a Lamborghini Urus Performante, which is in terms of dollars is hundreds of thousands of dollars, hindi talaga mag-match yan. And all of your other luxury items, your gambling, your house, your motorcycles. This is an accumulation of billions of pesos of unpaid taxes. And as an ordinary citizen na nagbabayad ng buwis, nagbabayad ng VAT, which by the way, the Philippines happens to be one of the highest, or if not the highest paying country in terms of VAT, value added tax. It's like 12% yata or something like that, while the other countries are in the single digits. So ang taas ng binabayad na buwis, and yung buwis na binabayad nyo, yung pong napupunta sa budget ng gobyerno. And yung budget ng gobyerno, yun ang kinukuha ng mga engineer na binubulsa nila. So you guys are paying for their lifestyle. You guys are paying for the purchases that they are doing. Nalabag sa kalooban nyo. Labag sa kalooban nyo yan. Like, you won't just give away your money for someone to spend. Sentimo lang yan. Every transaction you make, when you buy something, when you purchase something, when you pay for a service, nagbabayad ka na ng VAT. So, sentimo to piso to 5 pesos to 10 pesos every time you're doing a transaction. And all of that money, a portion of that money, not all, a portion of that money is going towards their budgets. Across millions of Filipinos, across 120 million Filipinos, yung mga paunti-unting sentimo na yan, it accumulates to hundreds of millions of pesos, or if not billions of pesos, which are being distributed by the politicians to their ghost projects, to their substandard projects, and it's funding their lifestyle. So, hindi nila talaga babayaran yan. Ang dinideklara lang nila is yung legitimate na income nila, which is like 50 to 70,000 pesos in terms of kay Bryce Hernandez. Yun lang talaga yung dideklara niya. So, he's going to be paying taxes that way, or paying taxes with mga legitimate purchases in his name. Pero yung mga undeclared assets, like the car na ginive up niya, yung mga, I don't know if he gave up other items. Well, he didn't really give it up. They were confiscated. Pati yung mga Discayas, yung mga kotse nila, a lot of them are confiscated because they didn't go through the proper channels to legally purchase these items. So, it's a process. And this is just, like I said earlier, isa lang to sa mga kaso yung sasampa sa kanila. And, the ombudsman has made a promise, and Secretary Dizon has made a promise to bring these people to justice, filing cases. Parang they're doing it a little too fast. And that could be detrimental also because from what Senator Ping Lacson said, kailangan dumaan sa due process kailangan dumaan sa due process yung proseso ng pagsampa ng mga kaso laban sa mga ito, because if you don't follow due process and minadali dahil they were prejudged early and they rush through the legal process and may mga pagkakamali and may mga lack of evidence or may mga prosesong binaypas para properly nakasuhan sila, the court system could actually dismiss these cases against them. So, they have to be really careful kung paano nila i-approach ito. But the thing is, there's a lot of pressure coming from sa mga taong bayan. Pinipressure yung gobyerno na umakto na kasuhan sila at makulong sila before Christmas. Yun ang sinasabi ni Secretary Dizon, they want them to be in prison by Christmas. But they have to be realistic. That's why sometimes it takes years and decades. But that's also a double-edged sword kasi nga yung mga katulad ng mga nangyari sa Napoles, it took like years and years and years of litigation. And eventually, nabswelto si Enrile, nabswelto si Napoles. because of quote-unquote may mga lack of evidence. Yung isang senador na absuelto, actually dalawa sila or more, absuelto because of quote-unquote, a lack of evidence. Tapos nadawit na naman. You be really suspicious. Magsuspetya na kayo sa proseso kung paano nila ginagawa ito. Need to be very, you need to keep them accountable. So yung mga pundits dyan, yung mga political commentators natin sa Pilipinas, like Ronald Llamas, Christian Esguerra, Chris Tan, si Attorney Claire, si Karen, they need to really put the pressure and make sure that they're doing their due diligence and keeping people accountable because they need to do this the right way. Kasi kung minadali nila, if you put too much pressure and you crack under pressure, if the government cracks under pressure, or if the ombudsman cracks under pressure, these cases could be dismissed at wala mangyayari. They will walk free. Zaldico will walk free. Discayas will walk free. Maybe not with all of the cases, but some of the bigger cases na dapat kasuhan sa kanila. Okay? So let's continue on.
Ang 2020 to 2020 to 2024 taxable years ang involved dito.
So, sir, gaano ka? May tax bang tinitingnan din na hindi nabayaran?
Yan din in fact iba yung yung sa sasakyan nila meron kasama yan sa asset na nakita rin natin. So sinama rin natin sa tax liabilities na dahil nakabili sila ng ganyan pero hindi naman tugma based sa kanilang income tax or yung mga binayaran buwis ay wala silang kakayanan bumili ng ganitong mga mamahaling sasakyan.
Sir, nabanggit po yung SAL. Gaano po naging importante po yung role ng SAL sa investigation for lifestyle checks and taxation?
Importante dahil sa SALN natin makikita kung magkano rin ang dineclare nila na mga or magkano ang assets or kung ano-ano yung mga ari-arian nila. Kaya naman nakita natin na itong mga ari-arian na to. Tas yung iba, yun nga, hindi yan tutugma doon sa aming records na kita nila.
Sir, meron din daw po kayong kinonfirm sa PAGCOR kasi diba itong tatlo to known na nagpupunta lang sa casino. Ano po yung nakaplasan in terms of the money that they're bringing there?
Yun nga, tiningnan din natin dahil lang dito sa mga pagdinig nakita naman natin na malaki ang ginagastos nila sa casino. So itong mga daan-daang milyon na ginagastos nila sa casino, siyempre saan naman din yan galing. So verify din natin at
well, we know where it came from. It came from the pockets of the ordinary citizens. And they're gambling it in hopes na kumita pa sila. In hopes na lumaki. Kung meron silang kinitang 10 million this month, magtatabi sila ng 5 million for their pocket right now. They're gonna gamble another 5 million. Hopefully maging 10, maging 15 or mawala dahil natalo sila. They're gambling your money. Sinusugal nila yung pera nyo po.
Nakita natin na totoo nga na meron talaga silang mga ginastos dito sa casino na ilang daang milyon. Kaya naman sinama rin natin yan sa ating naging assessment.
Sir, speaking of casinos po, hindi po ito first time, sir, na nagagamit po ang mga casinos on money laundering. Meron po bang cooperation with casinos para po sana ma-crack down itong money laundering scheme na ginagamit po itong gambling?
Titingnan natin kung paano tayo mag-coordinate sa kanila para naman sa mga future investigation din natin. And again, yung sinampa natin dito na kaso, hindi pa rin dito magtatapos ito. Patuloy pa rin. Siyempre, hindi iba-iba lang ang timing na ginagawa natin. So, nauna na tayo nagsampa ng kaso laban sa mga Discayas at dun sa isang kumpanya niya. Patuloy pa rin ang investigation dun sa ibang kumpanya at yung mga involved din sa mga flood control projects ay patuloy. Whether yung mga contractors at yung mga personalities involved na nami-mention.
So sir, itong pera po na dinadala na sila sa casino is intentional po to launder the money, the money that they receive from the kickbacks. Para
Obviously.
Hindi siya ma-detect. Ganun po yung ginawa nila.
Mukhang yan ang...
So itong opinion ko dito about money laundering. If they bring millions of pesos, sabihin natin 5 million, you're gonna deposit that into their bank, sa casino bank, right? They're gonna give you chips May mga parang barya na chips. Gambling chips. May monetary value yung mga chips na yan. They'll play for a few hours or maybe minutes. Sabihin lang natin mga 5 minutes. But nag-deposit sila ng 5 million. And then all of a sudden they'll just make an excuse like pinapatawag ako ng asawa ko. I need to cash out. Let's say they lost like 100,000. Meron pa silang 4.9 dun sa Those chips, hindi naman ibabalik yung mismong perang binigay mo yung dineposito mo. Ibigay nila yung they're gonna give like new bills, different bills if cash, or they'll put it in a electronic account. So but hindi nila dideklara yon. Most likely cash. Because kasi kung electronic, kailangan mo i-deklara yon as winnings sa tax forms mo. So, paano yun? And then, during the early days of the Blue Ribbon Committee they were using fake names. So, are those fake names registered to like fake bank accounts, fake GCash accounts? Hindi natin alam. So, that's how you wash that type of money para undetectable na siya.
Labas yan din ang parang opinion nung nagkaroon ng pagdinig dyan sa Senado. So hindi natin masabi kung ano talaga ang totoong intention, but as far as we're concerned, kahit ano pa ang intention yan ay may liable na sila for tax evasion dahil whether yan ang purpose niyan o kung ano man hindi na importante yun dahil ang importante.
Sir, anong possible na bayad dito? If ever na hindi na bayaran in cash, posible bang makumpis kayo mga gamit nila?
Posible yan dahil lahat yan personal liability nila. So hanggat hindi bayad yan ay patuloy yung pagiging pagsingil namin. So hahanapin din lahat ng mga ari-arian nila, kukunin din natin mga sasakyan.
They need to return these items.
Na kanilang pagmamayari.
Kasi pera ng taong bayan yan They will return it tapos i-auction.
Actually, almost all of the senators already released their salary. And magkakaroon din po ba ng initiative ang BIR to do lifestyle checks sa kanila? Kasi may ilang din po senador na natadaan and then checking their properties.
Meron naman po meron po tayong mga iniimbestigahan.
Ilan pong mga senador?
Hindi ko masabi kung ilan pero lahat po ng involved dito. Lahat po yan ay iimbestigahan po natin.
When we say involved, sir, yung mga na-mention sa Senate hearing?
Lahat po na na-mention.
Yeah, so yung lifestyle check, they're investigating every single person mentioned and also yung mga suspicious individuals, even the ones who are not mentioned probably. Even non-sitting politicians like sila, former action stars, etc., etc. So, yeah, this is going to be a deep investigation and I hope these people doing the investigations are incorruptible. I hope they will do the right thing. Sana gawin nila yung tama para sa taong bayan because, pagod na yung mga taong bayan. And eventually, if nothing happens with this investigation, if nobody is held accountable, there might be a tipping point. There might be, I hope not, but there might be a Nepal moment. There might be an Indonesia moment. And the best way to really kung ganito na kalalim yung problema, maybe just do like a clean wipe, like hard reset. Kumbaga i-reformat niyo yung hard drive ng gobyerno, so to speak. How are you going to do that? I don't know. There needs to be massive reform. There needs to be people to be held accountable. There needs to be people to be put into jail for life. Not just engineers. Engineers are a dime a dozen. Undersecretaries, secretaries are a dime a dozen. Napapalitan sila. Politicians are also a dime a dozen. But they're pag dynasty sila, it's a little bit harder to get rid of them. Para silang mga weeds na lagi na lang sumusulpot when you least expect it. So there needs to be some massive reform. There needs to be some massive changes. Massive oversight like the ICI. Hong Kong has it. Singapore has it. South Korea has it. I think it's about time that the Philippines needs to develop a proper independent commission that will keep everybody accountable, because this is unacceptable. People are dying, people are suffering every single day. Kahit hindi ka nasalanta ng bagyo, kahit hindi binaha yung bahay mo, you're suffering every single day just from your day-to-day life, from your commute, from the fees that you pay, from the lies that are being told to you by the government. There needs to be more accountability. So, I'm not going to finish this video now because I think we get the point. They're not paying their taxes. They're not doing their due diligence. They're being investigated. They're being brought to trial. But at the same time, they need to be careful not to rush this, not to bypass due diligence in the court. Because I, for one, don't want these cases dismissed. Ayoko ma-dismiss lahat ng mga kaso na to at maabsuelto silang lahat with the bigger cases. They might go to jail for smaller cases and they'll serve time for like months or maybe a few years. Pero yung mga big cases na talagang habang buhay silang makulong, baka maabsuelto sila. And you will see them out in like a few years. Kumbaga, nagbakasyon lang sila sa kulungan, but they already pocketed billions of pesos like Saldico. So, yun lang. I hope you guys are doing well, and please subscribe to this channel and watch out for notifications. Click the notification bell para hindi kayo out of date, or I'll try to do this every single day. Upload my opinions, upload my reactions to these types of videos, because it's one thing to watch these videos. It's another thing to get a point of view that is not, that's from your own point of view. Parang validation ba? If I'm right and you agree with me, then high five. But if you don't agree with me, then hopefully you guys could comment below and we could have a healthy discussion about what's going on and what kind of solutions should we present that can be presented. And hopefully this discussion or this video reaches the right people and they could do something about it. Okay? So yun lang po muna, and watch out for the next video. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.